Hi everyone, this is Jeanette with Jandapanda Treasures, and I'm wearing gloves. I'm still looking for my white cotton gloves, but for now this will have to do. Whenever you're handling old manuscripts or anything like that, you should wear gloves because there's stuff on our fingertips that could damage oils and other things. Anyway, so I found this $18.99. I actually purchased it, I'm sure, like 6 or 7 years ago, and I just rediscovered it. I don't know if everything on here looks original, but you know, this is kind of like a year or two in the life of most likely a farmer in 1899, or a farm family in 1899. So I'm probably going to do some stumbling and such, because sometimes the words aren't in, you know, how my brain reads something, and then, you know, pronunciation of certain words that may be misspelled or and maybe not misspelled. Maybe it was the spelling of that time. But anyway, so this is from 8/1/8, and they're supposed to fill in the year here. But you know, these journals are kind of a record of farm life, maybe, you know, budgeting and, you know, how they spent their money, how they shopped, and that kind of thing. So let's go through this, and we can probably find out some names. I have a piece of scratch paper here and a pencil. You know, maybe write down some of the main names. I don't know. I don't know if that's where we're headed or how long we'll do that. I do know that there are names of the animals here. On this very inside page, it says, and this is possibly how they kept track of their cattle and their, you know, their animals. So this actually, the journal itself starts in January of 1899, and then on these inside of this book, there is you know, certain animals that have names. So, like for instance, right here, and I can make it bigger so you guys can see what I'm seeing. This one says February 23rd or 23. Young Rosa had a calf. So they're documenting that they had a calf that day. March 6th, there's some sort of oil slick right there, but March 6th, Emma Blossom has a calf. So there's 2 calves. So right here, it says Viola has a calf March 19th. Ella Blossom, not Emma Blossom, like it says up here, but Ella Blossom has a calf April 4th. This, I'm not sure, I'm sure it's a name. Fontaine has a little calf April 10th. Why somebody would write little calf there, I don't know, maybe just to keep track of the size, maybe they're looking for illnesses, anything like that. This one says Old Reddy has a calf May 1st. The little red cow has a calf May 4th. So these are 2 different cows. Daisy Jeanette has a calf July 6th. And they spelt Jeanette with a G right here. And that could have something to do with, you know, the background, what countries that they came from, if, you know, or I don't know. Over here, oh, and down here, it just says Cyrus got meat, 57 pounds. I don't know if you can see that. And then Sam Edgar got meat, 49 pounds. So it's quite possible that they also utilized their stock for, meat for the family. So anyway, here we go. And January's only up to here. It doesn't look like this person. I don't know the name. January goes to, all right, let's see. Wednesday, February 1st. So it doesn't go that far, so I think that's probably where I'm going to stop. But you can see there's writings in the margins here. And so we'll look at all of that. And, and if this interests you, you can share it. We might touch on maybe some fashion, not so much fashion, but what did they wear? What did they eat in 1899? What did they do, like especially during the winter months? And then we can also find out where this family is living, or at least a close proximity. All right, so January 1899. It says SAB, so that could mean Sabbath, which is most likely a Sunday, because the very next day is the 2nd. So anyway, on Sunday, the 1st of January, 1899, too cold for me to go to church. Okay, too cold for me to go to church. There's no punctuation. The boys and Nina went both morning and night. Carrie was sick with cold. So there's boys, and Nina went to both. So there's a Nina. So we have Nina. We got a Cyrus over here. Sam, Nina, and Carrie already in the very first paragraph and off to the side there. Okay, Monday the 2nd. There is a sidebar. It says, margin writing, Charles went to Cyrus's to do some writing for him. So it's quite possible that not a lot of people knew how to write, or maybe just had some difficulty with it. So we have Charles here. We already have Cyrus. Okay. Monday the 2nd, or Monday 2, a chilly south wind. Let's see, get it into the frame. A chilly south wind this morning, quite cold until noon when it commenced thawing. A little Nina and Charles washed and, okay, commencing, let's just do when it commenced thawing a little. So there would be a period here. Okay. Nina and Charles washed on Monday. That could be laundry. I have a bad cold. Helped with the housework. Okay. Patched a pair of pants for Charles. There was 2 cattlemen here for dinner. Okay, so that maybe somebody who was working, maybe do part-time work or, assist. Cyrus also, Theo, we have Theo, went to church at night, and then she, I'm assuming it's a she, could be only because housework, patching pants, that kind of thing. And then there's a little X here. I don't know what that signifies. Maybe there's somebody out there who's familiar with this kind of writing during this period, would possibly know why there would be an X there. I don't know. Okay, so now we're on to Tuesday the 3rd. And over here it says Theodore, so this is probably Theodore, took 2 hogs to the butcher's. Okay, so then that's another thing where they can get meat supplied to them as they raise pigs for meat. All right. I mean, we go get our pork chops at the, meat counter at Petaluma Market or at Lucky's or something. All righty. Tuesday 3, it has been cloudy it has been cloudy the most of the day. The wind blows hard by spells, maybe. It has thawed all day. Thawed? I don't know if that means thawed or maybe snowed. Maybe that's snowed. We can clarify that if you have any other input. It's okay to write things in the comments. I want to hear from you guys, what you think about this, and just your little comments. They're all very important. And I'm usually going to keep these about 30 minutes and probably not do too much of this. Well, just I hopefully will be able to keep reading instead of pausing and talking about other things. Okay. So, okay. Thawed or snowed? I have a terrible tight cough. Okay. So somebody is ill in the house. Carrie is better of his cold. He taught yesterday. So Carrie is some sort of a teacher or educator. And today I patched a pair of pants and a coat for Theodore and helped with the housework. Charles came home this evening. He and Theodore went to church after supper. So here it is Monday or Tuesday, and they went to church. So this is a family that goes to church frequently. So, I'm not sure of that particular type of religion. There might be some input here as we go through and determine where this farm is, because there's going to be hints, I'm sure. Alrighty. Where was I? Charles came home this evening and he and Theodore went to church after supper. It is very heavy clouded and looks like rain is quite warm. Is that what that says? WAEM? The boys went to church. Okay. Now on to the next section. All right. Let's see. Wednesday the 4th. Warm early in the morning, about 8, the wind turned to the northwest. I don't know what that word is. Maybe you guys can tell me what this word is right here. I'll bring it up to the screen. Maybe started? Okay, because the rest of the sentence, got quite cold, then at night it blew and was blustery. The boys did but little except feed and attend, ATEND, to the stock. I patched and did housework. Nina ironed, the boys went to church. Okay, so notice the difference in the writing right here and here. This is very neat and tidy. This feels rushed to me, like just a quick jotting down of what happened that day. Or maybe it's really cold and, you're cold and you're trying to write. Because this looks like pen, like a fountain pen or some sort of, maybe quill type with an ink, because some of this has got some heavier ink to it. Or maybe they made the inks out of something. I don't know. But more thoughts in the comments, okay? All right, so this is Thursday 5. It is not as cold as yesterday afternoon. Clouded up in the afternoon. Snowed a little. Something at night. Something at night. I don't know what that word is. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, maybe. Let's see. It says snowed a little. Something at night. I patched and. Okay, so we're still on the 5th. So the previous pair patched and helped with the housework. Right there. The boys fixed a shed for the chickens between the old turkey house and the hen house, and did other turns around the barn. So I'm thinking chores is the same term as turns. And then over here, the boys and Nina went to church. Over here. All right. I'm just kind of keeping track of the kids, probably. But she refers to them as the boys, so I don't know if Cyrus and Sam and Carrie are part of this. But anyway, Friday the 6th, a nice winter day, clear the most of the time. Theo bought the meat home from the butcher's, got a load of flour. They spelled flour, F-L-O-W-E-R. It's F-L-O-U-R in, current times, but I don't know if that was common back then. And chop feed 6 sacks of, what is that? It looks like olives, but I don't think so. 6 sacks of another word I can't figure out. So let me know in the chat. It's right there. We can all learn what it's like being in 1899 winter farms. Okay, so Mr. Burge and Della. Okay, 2 more characters in our little scenario here. Mr. Burge. So that's a last name. And Della came in the evening, stayed all night. Burge and the boys went to church. Maybe it is the first name, Burge. Maybe that's Margaret. I don't know. But she refers to him or her as Burge and the boys went to church. Okay. We're already at 19 minutes. Okay, so let's see. Here's the next segment. I don't know how I'm going to get the camera to see the rest of this, but I might have to back the camera up so that you can at least see what I'm reading. Alrighty. Okay, so here it says Saturday the 7th. Pretty, P-R-E-T-Y. Nice for winter, not very with 2 R's. Cold, but did not thaw much. Theodore went to church in the afternoon. Burge and Della went home. about 3 in the afternoon. Theo, Carrie, and Nina went to night meeting. And over here it says Ed Hilson. Ed Hilson was here all night. So they get a lot of visitors. So Ed Hilson. S-O-N. Two L's and S-O-N. Okay. So our character list is building. Alrighty, so I'm gonna expand out because I can't work the camera any further down, but if there's something that I need you to see, I'll try and bring it up. Sabbath, 8. Quite pleasant. All went to church, but me. I had a headache. The boys all went at night except Charles. Nina went. Okay. I wonder who these boys are. Alrighty. We're now at Monday the 9th, which is right here. A nice warm day. Charles and Nina washed. I made Theodore's shirt sleeves longer, patched a pair of mittens for him, made Nina an apron in the made Nina an apron in the forenoon, F-O-R-E-N-O-O-N. Theodore and I went to Cyrus's in afternoon. So Cyrus doesn't live with them, so he must be a neighbor. These are visitors. Alrighty. And then over here it says Charles and Theodore went to church at night. All right. Tuesday the 10th. Not so warm as yesterday, foggy in the morning. Cleared off in the afternoon. Cleared off probably in the afternoon. Was pleasant but colder than yesterday. Theodore went to Cyrus's to help him load a calf. The boys all went to church at night. Okay, so something I noticed here. Just clicked in my mind and then left. Oh, weather. She's talking about the weather all the time, it seems like, at least in January. Alrighty. Then up here she wrote, and I can make it bigger now. I've finished Amy's stocking. So there's an Amy. Alrighty, there's an Amy. We got an Amy. Okay, so let's see if I'll make it bigger. Frosty as frosty. Frosty as frosty. The sun has been hid all day. It is cold and windy. Theo went to Mr. Houston's. Mr. Houston. So I'm going to call it Houston. Got a load of hay. Bought 15 tons. That's a lot. Sold Klondike. Klondike must be either a bull or a cow. Some sort of animal. Charles went to town in the afternoon, then to church at night. I did more patching. Lots of patching to do in the 1890s. Make it slightly bigger. Alrighty. The 12th. We're on the 12th now. Not cold, but cloudy all day. Commenced sprinkling. Okay. Little rain. About 3 o'clock. It is now 8 at night, so I'm assuming that a lot of this is written at night. It has quit raining, but is cloudy and warm. The wind is in the south. Cyrus was here for dinner. He, Charles, and Theodore wrote letters all afternoon. It sounds like these are well-educated people. I mean, to be able to write in the 1890s, and, you know, obviously it's some old style writing, but I mean, the fact that Charles and Theodore can write letters, and this person who's writing this is writing in a journal. I don't know. So, yeah, and an educator, and yeah, it's interesting. Alrighty. I patched one pair of mittens. Okay, she added the T in there. And darned 2 pairs of gloves for Charles. Knit some at something warmers for theater. Something warmers. I don't know what this word is. For theater. Commenced binding. Nina's commenced binding Nina's something time skirt. Berlin time skirt. Is that a term that it's a term I'm not familiar with, but maybe it's some sort of a fashion thing, or Brilliantine skirt. Valentine? I don't know. All right, so let's go on to the next day. Friday the 13th. Cloudy and warm, misted considerable. Cloudy and warm, misted considerable, rained a little in the afternoon. I finished binding Nina's skirt. So this something skirt, it's a term, I guess, that was used. Made a cushion, helped with the housework. So this person who's writing has helped with the housework. So does that mean that they may have some sort of hired help? I don't know. Then I don't think this person's not mentioning this other person that she's helping yet. Okay. Theodore salted the meat. The boys did but little except choring. Theo went to town. Then after supper, all went to town except me, Theodore, and Nina to choir practice. How sweet. Charles and Carrie to church. Alrighty. Now we're on Saturday the 14th, and it is 28 minutes in. So I'm going to stop at Saturday the 14th and then do another video for tomorrow. So I'll start labeling these. Maybe I'll just type in January 1st through 14, 1899, a day in or life or something to allude to the fact that this is a journal reading. So, but it's interesting. And I'm not going to just slam this. I'm just going to try and maybe do it, catch up, and then maybe put some in, throughout. I want to be consistent though. So I want to finish this book with you. Alrighty, so on Saturday 14, it was cloudy all night last night. Froze a little, but it cleared off this morning and is nice and not at all cold for this time of year. I blackened my stove. I blackened my stove, washed the what? Wash the something. T-I-N-G, M-O-T-I-N-G. I don't know what that word is. It might be a letter missing or something. And Carrie's mittens in the afternoon. Do you think that there might be two different people writing? Because some of them, the spelling is correct, some it's not. Some is extremely tidy and neat. It sounds like the same person though, so I'm just going to go with it's the same person. Because sometimes, you know, you're writing stuff and then by the, you know, you want to start out neat and then it turns out to be a hot mess at the end kind of thing. So that could be what's going on here. Alrighty. Besides helping with the housework. Nina bakes some pies and bread. So Nina's the baker. All right, so at this point, I am going to go ahead and stop on Saturday the 14th. So here are our characters so far. Characters, they're probably real people. So we have Cyrus, I think is the neighbor, somebody by the name of Sam, could be one of the kids, Nina, Carrie. I think these guys are probably family members. Charles, I think, is probably the head of the household. And there's a Theodore in here. Mr. Burge, or Marburge, Della, and Ed Hilson, those were visitors in this 2-week period. There's an Amy and a Mr. Houston. So far we've got that. And anyway, so if you survived to the end of this video, could you please do me a favor? I would really love it if I got some subscribers. I think that would be fun. And hit the like button, you know, that thumbs up little thing. And then maybe type in the comments $18.99. So that's just so I know that you guys made it to the end and are interested in this kind of thing. So just type in $18.99 right now. And this is Jeanette with Jandapanda Treasures. I mostly do jewelry. I buy and sell jewelry. I have auctions usually every Sunday at noon Pacific Daylight Time. So if you're interested in anything like vintage or, you know, want to just have fun with us, it's what I mainly do on this channel. But I found this journal and I thought it would be just kind of fun just to, you know, share what it was like in $18.99 in the middle of January. So we'll go from there. And anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely evening. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye. And I'm going to try and find some white cotton gloves because the blue is just kind of too much of a contrast. I want them to be, my hands not to be a focal point in this, you know. Alrighty. Bye-bye.